Very well. Then I'll just drink this poison. Oh my.
Ah, great!
Hey, everything all right?
No!
What? Why not?
Flowers in the garden. Even the poorest people can afford them now. 20 kinds of roses, tulips and daffodils, but no cacti. So I have to stick it out here with this scientist.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Don't lie to me. You're just like the old man. Are you just after my needles too?
Your needles?
I used to live outside on the balcony. Oh, he abuses me. Uses me as a notice holder. Just pins his notes on my needles. Talk about degrading.
Uh-huh.
Who is there?
It's me, the angel.
Yes, yes. Of course you are.
I can prove that I am. Meta, whatever you said. I am immortal. I drank that poison over there and I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. I'll admit I've been better. But then again, I drank deadly poison and I'm still alive.
Holy Paracelsus! That was hydrogen cyanide. You can't run around drinking cyanide.
I can, because immortal.
Well, so you're metaphysical, but are you also absolute and transcendental?
I am transcendent. I can prove it. I spoke to your cactus.
What?
Your cactus told me that you always abuse it at night by using it as a pincushion for sticking all your notes on. It's not at all impressed. Although I don't believe that this cactus could even be impressed.
Yes, that does sound like my cactus, all right. There's no other way you could know that. Fine, then. I guess you are transcendent. But are you also absolute?
I can prove that I'm absolute. I performed a miracle.
And what miracle have you performed, if I may ask?
I got your grumpy cactus to bloom against its will.
Yes, I saw that. It has never done that before. This really is a miracle. So you really are absolute. Unbelievable. So you're metaphysical, transcendent, and absolute. That can only mean you actually are an angel. Great Scott! If you are an angel, that changes simply everything. If this proposition is true, then what consequences will that have for the consistency of my entire statement system? Where do I stand? And how does this affect my explanandum? And my explanans, for that matter?
I think somebody's world is collapsing.
Oh dear.
Excuse me, but is everything in order?
Yes, in some sort of order at any rate. Obviously a completely different order than I had previously assumed. But there you are.
I'm Tailor, by the way.
Yes, yes. Welcome, Tailor, the angel.
Now that we've cleared the whole angel question, I need to return to heaven and I have to fly to do so. However, my wings broke during my crash and Bill said that you might be able to help me fly.
Yes, makes sense.
So, can you help me fly now?
Yes, of course. Theoretically, at any rate. Practically, however, there has been a small setback. Come along, I'll show you. This is the kind of thing you were talking about, isn't it? I'd be honored if you were to try it out.
I don't know. What is it?
This is a flying machine, or at least it almost became one. For years I studied aerodynamics and aerostatics, occupied myself with the theories propounded by Leonardo, Baerblinger, and Cayley. I pored over my calculations, hammered and worked night and day. And then, one day, those lunatics burst in here and just ruined everything.
Greta?
Yes, blabbered something about blasphemy, and if God had wanted people to fly, he would have given them wings.
Sounds familiar.
And then she threatened to have me arrested for heresy and simply confiscated the blueprint. My masterpiece, the culmination of years of work and sacrifice.
Oh,
And without the blueprint, I can't continue work on the flying machine.
that's definitely not good. Do you have any idea of how Greta knew about the blueprint and the flying machine?
I haven't the faintest idea. Either I was too conspicuous or someone betrayed me. She suddenly appeared in my laboratory doorway, babbled something about heresy, and confiscated the blueprint. But I don't think she knows anything about the flying machine in the hidden room at the back. I'm relatively certain, for otherwise she would surely have had it destroyed.
Do you have any idea what she wants with the blueprint and how we might be able to get it back?
I don't know. Maybe she's keeping it under lock and key somewhere. But everyone in Heaven's Hope is curious to a fault. Someone is certain to have seen what Greta did with the blueprint.
Can't I just go to Greta and ask for the blueprint?
Are you deaf, lad? She's out of her mind. Completely cuckoo. She's totally fanatical. And in her opinion, she has a monopoly on the truth and the sacred law on her side. You cannot simply march up to her and ask her for the blueprint. She'll have you in the pillory for heresy before you can blink.
Oh,
No. We need to tackle this more wisely. If you want to fly, we need that blueprint back. And if we want to have that blueprint back, you will need to find a witness who saw what they did with it after they marched out of here.
very well. Then I'll look for a witness who saw what Greta did with the blueprint. What is this Inquisition, anyway?
Well, one day this fanatical, completely insane nun Greta appeared here and proclaimed that she was reinstating the Inquisition in order to put an end to the blasphemous hustle and bustle rampant in this city. Constable McCullum, the old Irishman who managed the district, was absolutely delighted. Up until then, no one had really taken him seriously, and everyone here pretty much did what they wanted. So he joined her cause, and now things are a proper mess.
Why is it a problem that this nun Greta has reinstated the Inquisition? Isn't she ensuring law and order by doing so?
Well, she's ensuring her view of law and order at any rate. For example, she reintroduced prohibition, which means that the pub is not allowed to sell any alcohol. Ask Josie, the landlady, what she thinks, or any of the other residents of Heaven's Hope.
But isn't it a good thing when people aren't allowed to drink alcohol?
You know, lad, life as a human is pretty tough. We live, suffer, and die. A bit of joy and frolicking is necessary from time to time to help endure it all. Especially since Greta, if you ask me, only prohibits all these pleasures so that she can better control the inhabitants of Heaven's Hope. God only knows what that woman's problem is.
I'll just be going then.
Wait, I have something for you. If you want to find out where the blueprint is, you will have to keep an orderly record of the information. Here's a notebook for you. That way, you will all...
Thanks. That's really nice. Yeah, nice.
Does Tailor even know how to write?
Hush, Azael. Of course Tailor can write. You can, can't you?
So that's the flying machine I'm supposed to fly back to heaven in? Bloomford has written a note here saying, find someone who saw what Greta did with that blueprint. Fascinating. What am I supposed to do with that? Hello, Marla.
Hello, Tailor. How can I help you?
Have you seen that Greta do anything strange around here lately?
She's always doing strange things.
I mean, something particularly strange, like coming out of Bloomford's house with a blueprint.
Yes, that's right. There was something.
Will you tell me what they did with the blueprint?
Nope.
What do you mean, nope?
I mean, nope.
So what do I have to do to get you to tell me what Greta has done with the blueprint?
That one is quite the snotty little miss.
Azael. Although, you might be right this time.
Oh, come on, tell me. What do I have to do to get you to tell me what I want to know?
Right then. Let's get down to brass tacks. If you want to know what Greta did with Bloomford's blueprint, well, that's some pretty volatile information.
Oh, boy.
With that kind of information, you would have me over a barrel. Anyone passing on information in Heaven's Hope very quickly runs into problems with the Inquisition. And normally, I try to avoid the Inquisition's attention.
How can I prove to you that you can trust me?
I know. Bring yourself down to my level.
I beg your pardon?
Break the law. Then I'll know that I can trust you and that you're not just some sanctimonious Mr. Clean. And besides, then I'd have something against you just in case.
And how can I do that?
You have to prove to me that I can trust you. So, figure out a way to break the law. It's not like it's really all that hard in Heaven's Hope now, with all the new rules here.
Oh, wow. This should be interesting.
I'll be going then. I don't think I should go in there. It won't work like that. Fine. Oh my.
Just a minute, young man.
Who? Me?
Do you see any other young men here?
No.
And do you see anyone else here who would dare to grimace?
No.
Grimacing right under a sign, mind you, upon which is written in large, clear print, Grimacing prohibited.
But that's not really meant seriously, is it? I'm just saying because...
Oh, you're just saying. And I'm saying it's forbidden. And what I say goes.
Obviously.
But the difference is, I am the law, and my opinion counts. I am hereby officially warning you. Here, remember this the next time you think about getting up to some nonsense again.
Now I've officially broken the law. Great.
You little outlaw. Now all you need is a black hat and a band of cutthroats.
Now you proved that I can trust you. Let me tell you what I saw. That Greta came out of Bloomford's house yesterday and looked like she had completely lost it again. Spent the whole time screaming at McCallum. She was waving her arms around like a windmill, and the whole time she was holding this huge big sheet of weird paper with strange symbols on it in her hand. Then she marched over to the pyre, and she ripped that plan into loads of pieces and wanted to burn it. Kept going on about the holy, cleansing fire of the Inquisition.
Blah, 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 blah. The holy cleansing fire of the Inquisition. Blah, 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 blah.
But then there was a gust of wind and it blew the pieces away. I ran after one of the pieces, the one that flew toward the outskirts of town. It must have landed somewhere on Kareem's shop, but he steadfastly denies having seen it. The rat is nowhere to be found, and I can't get to that one up there on the pyre.
Ah, that Greta really is...
A harpy?
We should definitely stay out of her way. I'm afraid she could prove really dangerous. At least we now know where the pieces of the blueprint are. And look, one of the pieces is even hanging from that pillory up there.
That I cannot reach. Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to do that? Ah, that must be one of the 3 parts of the blueprint. But how can I get a hold of it? An old pump. It won't work like that. It won't work like that. Hello?
你好，
I'll be going then.
再见。
Greetings, Sir Edwin.
Hello.
I'll be going then.
Very well, young sir. Until we meet again.
Hello, Geoffrey.
Oh, hello, Tailor.
There's a piece of paper up on the pillory I would like to have, but I can't reach it. Would you perhaps be so friendly as to get it for me?
Geoffrey is happy to help. Here's your piece of paper.
Thanks a lot. This really is a piece of the blueprint.
The best idea would be to get it to Bloomford right away for safekeeping.
Hey, Bloomford. Here, I have the piece of the blueprint that was hanging on the pillory. Here you are.
Excellent, my boy.
Hello, Kareem.
Hello, Effendi.
I'm looking for a slip of paper that's supposed to have flattered over this way. You haven't by any chance found one, have you?
Effendi, I beg of you, no more talk of paper slips. I spent the whole night affixing labels to bottles of my caffeine shampoo, and it almost drove me mad. I had exactly 30 labels for 30 bottles, and somehow I still have one left over.
Maybe someone stole a bottle.
No. I counted the bottles 3 times, so that cannot be the problem. It is truly strange.
Maybe you already sold a bottle without a label, but don't remember anymore.
No, I'm afraid that is impossible. You see, I keep very close track of who has purchased what from me in my customer list, and if they have already paid.
Have you ever sold any of the labeled bottles?
But of course, Effendi. 3 this morning alone. The shampoo is very popular.
Who did you sell the bottles of caffeine shampoo to?
I cannot tell you that. That is a trade secret. In this business, discretion is everything.
What do you have to offer?
Please, Effendi.
That list there. What's that?
That's my customer list. I use it to keep very careful note of who has bought some...
May I borrow your customer list?
Absolutely not.
Did you see that?
What?
There, behind you.
A 3-headed monkey or what?
No, a goat.
A 3-headed goat?
No, just a goat. I'll just borrow it, but only for a short while.
Hey, Effendi, there was no goat. Or did I miss it?
Kareem's customer list. I just borrowed it for a little while. It says here that to date, he's only sold his caffeine shampoo to Bill, to Magnus, and Bartholomew. Hello, Father Bartholomew.
Hello, Tailor.
Did you by any chance buy some of Kareem's caffeine shampoo?
Yes, indeed. Magnus recommended it as a remedy for those pesky paper fleas.
Caffeine shampoo as a remedy for paper fleas?
Well, I met him as he was on his way back from Kareem's with the caffeine shampoo and asked him what he needed that for. He told me that he uses it against the paper fleas in the library.
Paper fleas?
Yes, and my churchgoers have been complaining that something has been biting them during Mass, and that's why they're not coming at the moment. That made me wonder if the hymnals might have paper fleas, and so I gave it a try.
Uh-huh.
But that was a failure. Didn't do a thing except stain the hymnals and make them smell funny.
Do you still have the bottle of the caffeine shampoo?
No, I threw it away.
Oh, okay. I could have used it because...
Hush, Tailor. Don't tell him about the blueprint. You don't know what he thinks of the Inquisition.
I collect bottles. Yeah, and that is an absolutely exceptional shape, which I don't have yet.
So, if that's so, I threw it into the dustbin behind the church in Tavern Lane. You can check to see if it's still there.
I'll be going then.
Vladich, you promised me that the goods would be here today.
Yes, I know what I told you. But Greta's latest decrees make it more difficult to get something that hot into Heaven's Hope. It takes longer and costs more money.
That was not our agreement.
I know, but the situation is what it is. And if you prefer to tell your customers that you don't have any product...
It's always nice doing business with you. Let me know how much more you need.
You'll hear from me. Oh. Hello, traveler. Nice weather today, isn't it?
Yeah. Is that so?
What was that?
Looks as if there's something dodgy going on.
The sign says, rummaging in dustbins prohibited. Who would want to rummage in dustbins anyway? Now I have to reach in there. Absolutely disgusting. Wait a minute. There's something silky in there. Looks like something Bartholomew would wear.
Perhaps this is one of the father's old cassocks. Definitely looks like it's made of silk.
Oh my.
Just 1 minute, young man.
Who, me?
You see any other young man here?
No,
And do you see anyone else here rummaging through one of these dustbins?
No.
In a dustbin above which hangs a large and easily legible sign, upon which it clearly states, rummaging in dustbins prohibited!
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was just...
Nonsense. It's always just. But it's always just an excuse. I am hereby officially warning you. Here. Remember this before you go around getting into trouble again.
I guess it just doesn't matter anymore. Absolutely disgusting. Disgusting. Wait, I feel something hard underneath all this rotting garbage. Aha! I found Bartholomew's caffeine shampoo bottle. Oh no, it's the wrong bottle. There's no piece of the blueprint.
The piece must be on one of the other 2 bottles. We need to get hold of them.